Here we go. So this is Encased, a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG, apparently. I'm guessing this is going to be a mouse and keyboard thing. We'll see. Yeah, I guess. Ooh. Oh, these people have weird proportions. It's like that is too much torso for that much leg. Okay, so the names of these are confusing. Okay, story, journey, classic, and tactics. That tells me a lot. And so does that. Okay, so what I'm getting here is shameless Fallout clone. Wait, what's the base value then? Okay, so they're all easy mode.
1971. We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the Dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created a Cronus megacorporation to develop and explore the Dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spires station was built on top of the Dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the Dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the Dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
Yeah, pretty much. I appreciate like hand-painted concept art just making it into the actual game like that, though. It's like you should always see it like loading screens for MMOs. Now I do have to point out that like nothing in that introduction was at all post-apocalyptic. The 70s don't count as post-apocalyptic. Okay. We have some pre-made characters here. Are you an evil wizard? Because you look like an evil wizard. No. Also, where are your goggles? There's a lot of pre-made characters here. What's the name? Let's go with just default, because why not? True. Like, everybody seems to think of the proportions being weird, right?
A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine badge on
Oh, that's
her black
weird.
overalls reads Elsa Olafson, Security Service.
I get that makes sense if it was like halfway behind a wall, but like behind somebody else's face is really weird.
She glances at you and offers her hand in a businesslike manner.
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa nods at the orange.
I just follow orders. Even if his crime is embezzlement, I have to keep him cuffed. Those are...
Oh, that's when the actual orange.
In a sharp, mechanical way, as if racking the slide of an assault rifle.
Our friends from the administration didn't deign to inform me about this man's record. Could be I'm escorting a serial killer. It's corporate policy, you know.
She gives the silver a vengeful look.
I actually like the narration though, and I also appreciate Shadowmatic.
The badge on the orange's chest reads Quentin Bisley, laborer. He eyes your black uniform and quickly turns away.
So are we like paranoia?
A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction site below through the occasional break in the clouds. His badge reads Igor Patan, planner. The blue taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look. Seems like he doesn't speak English. A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwood.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting. And your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks. Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this way?
The silver peers at you more closely.
Wait, let me guess. Are you a mercenary? French Foreign Legion, right? Fought in Africa, Latin America? Yeah, I know. You don't like to talk about it.
An uncomfortable silence.
Why does everyone have a giant pelvis?
Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
A young, dark-haired woman is staring through the illuminator, her gaze glued to the slowly approaching desert. She's whispering softly.
We've crossed the border. No way back now.
She turns to you. The shiny badge on her white jumpsuit reads Tomoko Kimura, physiologist. As the woman takes in your black uniform, her smile fades.
There are 6 people in this capsule. 2 of them in black jumpsuits. Not a statistically significant sample, but the trend is evident.
She says with a squint. Kimura shakes her head disapprovingly and turns back to the illuminator.
I haven't had any character now, so I know the exact color code of classes.
All over it in your jackboots, blowing up doors that are thousands of years old, acting like you own this world. What devilment?
Kimura isn't impressed.
Protecting us from the dome, really. And who's going to protect the dome from you?
Rona's Foundation presents gleaming, futuristic, state-of-the-art cities straight from the pages of science fiction. Well-paid, safe employment, career advancement opportunities, and a world-class social safety net. Noble and intellectually
It's an interesting set of verbs I have here.
state-of-the-art laboratories. We're thrilled to welcome you to the dome. Please hold on to the handrail and prepare for landing. Rona's Foundation presents gleaming, futuristic, state-of-the-art cities straight from the pages of science fiction.
This overlapping is so weird, though.
Career advancement opportunities and a world-class social safety net. Noble.
Stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches. It looks brown-black through the tinted glass and smoky blue at the horizon. It almost seems like the clouds are pulling apart there.
Yeah, that could work.
Peer into the rusty clouds of dust blowing along the dirt road leading south.
Kind of like
The southern
the behind-the-scenes thing about like
every black winger has heard the whisper.
a link between worlds point. Everybody's technically like leaning back so it looks
A
right.
major offensive under preparation since the early days of development of the dome. Cronus is recruiting troops capable of capturing this southern territory, an area heavily guarded by the forefathers' defense systems. Maybe you yourself will end up in one of those troops.
Interesting too, like just
To move away from the window.
having a narrator is all as weird. Having this narrator is a choice.
The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core.
There's this like sad grandfather sort of voice.
It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze. The outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
Okay, so from this angle, they actually do look better.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars. You raise the binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nuzzi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. You want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message. I don't know.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars from your hands. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive
Very, very
world
prosy
with
writing here. Like,
not merely seen as it's sandstone. That's an anomaly. that lasts long enough for me to make a proper observation.
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out a blaring laugh. Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived at.
Nazi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to Crystal Sands by the Flicker. They get auctioned off and turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
It's a very
Nazi looks from you to the capsule
casually
and to
paced
the
intro.
terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside. And the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The white mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
What? What? Are we done narrating? Okay.
Good day.
I was thinking it was gonna like be through the whole game and all of a sudden, but apparently not.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Kronos Corporation reminds
Come
you,
over here and register,
please
please.
use a public terminal to access your...
A tall receptionist watches you come
We're
out
not
from
done.
his desk with a bored, haughty look. He waves impatiently at you to approach. The employee glances at you indifferently. His upper lip is ever so slightly curled in contempt.
All new employees must register first
Do you need a drink or what?
Come up to the desk, please.
The nameplate on the desk tells you you're talking with Dean Rayhead, administrator.
Okay, where was I? Besides mashing
The
one.
administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Oh, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration meeting. Just a second.
Rayhead produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the beginning, and presses play. The speakers explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tape tick of a metronome slowly grows loud. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the Cronus Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhead, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to it.
Cheers, getting weird.
Squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues, and
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod. The administrator squints at the paper in his outstretched hand before setting it next to the keyboard and entering the information into the database. Rayhead scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
Here you are. You now have first level clearance. As a Black Wing employee, you get access to the barracks, the armory, surveillance rooms, command centers, and other specialized facilities.
Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. You want to hear all the details, or just the short version?
Rayhead nods and points at the ceiling.
First, you need a set of combat gear. Talk to Sidney Maynard, he'll give you everything.
Dean extends his second finger.
Second, weapons. Ms. Margarita Takachenko is the clerk at the armory. After she dispenses your firearm, you'll need to head to the training zone for a brief weapons handling exam.
The administrator straightens his third finger.
According to the latest regulations, all employees must attend a briefing on psi abilities. Apply to instructor Andriy Mihai.
Dean extends his
So-
fourth finger and looks at you meaningfully.
Did I tell you about the combat and tactical training? The fourth step is to visit instructor Winston Botherby.
I forgot that there was this whole tactical combat thing going on.
Go to Professor Van Alden to learn how to study relics, avoid anomalies, and catalog scientific knowledge. This training is mandatory for all wings, not just one.
Dean finishes. Dean catches himself.
Oh, and when you're done with your trainings, proceed to the waiting room. From there, you'll travel to Magellan by bus.
The administrator looks up at you again.
That is all.
Like,
He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos.
this is
Well, that's all, I think.
a lot of like decompressed chat before the tutorial.
Cronus Corporation reminds you, please use a public terminal to access
Okay,
your
so
account. Thank you.
talk to the person and the other person. Okay. This is a UI, certainly. Ooh, ooh. That like hard drive access noise is really messing with me too.
Cronus Corporation reminds you, please
Oh.
use a public
Never thought this would happen.
Okay, there we go. I've gotten an achievement for using the toilet. But like,
Kronos Corporation reminds you. Please use a public terminal to access your account. Thank you.
Welcome. We are ready.
How can I help?
mm-hmm.
Come back again.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His gingery hair shines with something like brilliancy. His badge says Sidney Maynard, storekeeper.
Like, I want to stick with this long enough to see gameplay,
Came down from the heavens. Good morning, my
but like,
Is it something urgent? By the way, my name's Sidney. My friends call me Sid. No,
the charming nature of this, you know,
want me to whisper it to you?
casual
He
chat
smiles
is
languidly,
like,
leaning on his elbows against the counter. The effect is more laugh-inducing than playful. Never taking his gaze off.
it's cute, but it's really overstayed his welcome at this point.
Loses his balance and clips his chin on the desktop as he falls down. A full minute later, he reappears, grimly rubbing his jaw with a thick logbook. He thumbs through it for a long period, squinting nearsightedly. Eventually, he gives up the struggle and reluctantly puts on his glasses. The silver finally stops and pins down a particular page with his finger.
This is your first uniform requisition, right? You can also purchase any equipment you need for the desert directly from me.
Maynard smiles at you over his glasses, practically stripping you naked with his gaze.
Your voice is enchanting, my lady. I could listen to it forever. Right now, you need to listen to me. I am going to give you some instructions. These are the rules.
The silver puts his glasses back on, embarrassed.
Yes, my lady. I mean, I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
He awkwardly wraps the counter with his fingers, as if not knowing what to do with his hands. All of his confidence seems to be gone.
Let's return to the briefing. Do you want to hear it, or shall we proceed directly to uniform distribution?
The silver disappears into the back for a while and returns with a small package. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform.
Standard issue Blackwing equipment, trousers, boots, jacket. Everything is stain resistant and armored. Bear in mind, this gear is made from all natural materials. Well, Cronus takes care of its employees.
He says with a bit of swagger. He raises a finger.
One
Like-
more important thing. In accordance with
you have not earned this game.
Helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Sidney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform. Enjoy.
Sidney waggles his eyebrows.
Anything up to a star in the sky, my dear. Here, take a look.
Sidney scribbles something in his logbook.
Please come back anytime if you need something.
What is this unit of currency here? Broken power buttons? Well, where were you last game? Gonna be chilly. Also, wait. I have all of $40 on me. So, I will not be shopping, apparently.
Anything urgent, Mr. Koshkov?
I should probably equip stuff. Which technically changes my appearance. My posture is terrible. And I'm carrying a TV.
Katarzyna, did you mark it as class 1 again? Instead of 2? Look, here's the screen.
Oh, you again. It was nice chatting.
Huh. Sequence break. Or something.
Please come here. There's an urgent task for you.
I'm listening.
Okay, please just like get to something.
The giant display glows welcomingly when you approach. A red light comes on under the screen's steel hood. The camera is switched on. A gray old man with high cheekbones appears and squints out at you from the screen.
Do you copy?
He leans close to the camera, his glasses glittering.
My name is Martin Kingsley. I'm Chief Officer of Magellan Base. We were supposed to meet in
Every so often, too, I'm just like...
Circumstances prevented that. One moment. I'll grab your file.
You know, you could just write a book, right? Like, if you really want to write a book, you can write a book.
He reaches for something out of view and produces a thin folder with your name on the cover. Apparently, your file. He marks one of the pages with a pencil.
Why did you choose Blackwing? There are other divisions in the corporation you could have worked in.
Kingsley's waiting for your answer. Martin gives you a long, probing look.
Hearing an answer like that, I'd prefer to send you away from the dome. If I could, of course. Please try to keep your destructive nature under control.
Kingsley closes the file and folds his hands in front of him.
Thank you for your reply. I learned a little more about you. Now I want you to learn a little bit more about us. Keep in mind, this is not a rehearsed speech.
He assumes.
When do we get to the fireworks
When the dome
factory?
was discovered in 1974, it became a scientific and media sensation, a worldwide phenomenon, and likely the most significant discovery in the history of mankind.
Kingsley drums his fingers on the unseen desk, his gaze focused somewhere beyond.
I see. You were enticed here by radio advertising, telefilms, and all those interviews, billboards every turn. Curtis wants the world to see the dome as a stage where something merry and fascinating is taking. But now that you're actually here, I want you to see the real picture.
You can't make out his eyes behind the glare on his spectacles, but he seems to be staring directly at you.
Here's the truth. Nobody was waiting for us inside the dome. It's neither a treasury of technologies nor a cemetery of the ancients. Perhaps what we're doing now is diffusing the world's most complicated bomb. Will our mission thrive? I believe so.
This really is reminding me of some of the most, like, dreadfully boring books I've ever read, where it's just like... Like, do you ever read Sphere?
He looks back at your file.
I say, do what must
Where we just spend, like,
because that's what the
100 pages talking about how cool it is to be in the special submarine with the special submarine people.
Kingsley points at the camera.
You're from Blackwing. Your duties are simple and straightforward, but you have to understand, everything you do is to maintain order and peace. Once people panic, they kill each other much quicker than the dome ever would.
Putting the folder aside, he sits back and stares at you in silence. It gets so quiet that the ticking of a clock can be heard through the speakers. Kingsley sighs quietly.
Pretty much.
You were probably waiting for some boilerplate welcome speech, but I prefer to talk about real world.
Well, it's just set in the 70s, I think.
Martin nods slowly.
I apologize once again for this long-distance meeting. Now, as we don't have much time, I'd like to get to the point. I'm sure you're curious why you were taking off the bus to Magellan and brought here instead.
He moves closer to the camera.
I'm going to show you a short video. Please pay attention.
Kingsley's face freezes on screen.
I have an urgent mission for an employee of your background.
This is such a long intro.
I'd have assigned someone from Magellan, but I'm short on personnel. That's why it has to be a newcomer. I apologize again for the rush, but it seems I have no choice.
Martin.
And the thing is, too, like...
Maybe you've heard about Nashville Base.
What have we learned through all this that's
I came across a
noteworthy?
short documentary film about the complex. I think you should watch it.
The speakers produce a hollow click. Purple, gray, and black spots flicker on the screen. A blurred title, The Cronus Archive 1971 to 1974, was used in the production of this recording, appears at the bottom.
Like, we're really just, like,
Flies across a fake
wasting
blue
time.
A cheery voice fills the room. Every day, our researchers uncover more and more of the dome's secrets. There is no doubt the underground structures, so-called objects, are organized according to some pattern. Though early on, the importance of the relics to scientific research was considered insignificant.
Like, if I'm an editor and I'm looking at a script, I'm cutting everything we've seen so far.
White lines drawn by an invisible hand begin to sketch a schematic of the dome.
Yeah, it does feel like it's very Fallout by someone who played Elysium, and, like... But the thing is, that had good writing. That's fun.
Continues. By 1972, however, many important discoveries had come to light in a period of only a few months, and the construction of stationary research bases adjacent to the more promising objects began. Personnel moved into Ankara in May of 1972, and within half a year, Boston and Dessau were also brought into service, though the biggest discovery was yet to come.
It's barely even an info dump, though, is the thing.
Suffused with electric light, people bustling about everywhere. The speaker's voice.
Like, it's just
seems to
this...
come from a distance. In November of
This very sedate
1973,
narrator, like, you know, mentioning how ruffled people's collars are, and, like...
unseen complexity was discovered in Sector C-12. Soon afterwards, the construction of C-12 Nashville began. The camera glides through dim caverns as the silhouettes of bizarre mechanisms emerge. Metal structures loom up from the dark, surrounded by earth-moving machines. and exhausted miners wearing orange jumpsuits. The speaker continues. C-12 Nashville is an innovative research complex located atop the primary relic mining location. The complexity of this object is unique.
And like all any of this has said so far really is like, hey, there's a mystery spot. There's treasure in it people are trying to get.
The rest of this information.
You've been hired to go there.
Hopefully you get the main idea.
Martin adjusts his glasses.
So, the task. Nashville Base stopped transmitting and receiving signals yesterday evening. A reconnaissance group was sent out earlier today, but we haven't heard anything from them yet either.
The chief officer rubs his forehead.
Normally, I would never give this task to a newcomer like yourself, but I just don't have enough people.
He looks down at the documents again.
Furthermore, the group was lacking someone with your specialization. I decided that a visit to an established base like Nashville didn't require an armed escort. And
Kingsley is looking into the camera once more.
your task is to get to Nashville, figure out whatever's behind the communication problem, get in touch with the group, and work with them to solve the problem.
Okay, so that sentence right there, that's all the intro I actually need for this whole
He
game.
returns the documents to the folder. You notice his hands tremble slightly.
Go downstairs. The truck must be waiting for you in storage. This task is urgent, but a small delay is acceptable if there's anything you need to settle here first. That is all. Any questions?
Kingsley's hand reaches toward the camera.
Great to hear. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later.
That's nice. So I think I'm supposed to get a gun somewhere. It's probably not important.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
This is a very Fallout map. I'm like,
The highway leading to C-12 Nashville is blocked by an anomalous storm, and you're forced to detour over a mountain pass. Soon, the radiator boils over, and you have to stop.
why is this set in the 70s? Because we're not actually, like, going for stuff that looks like from the 70s. We're looking for stuff that looks like, from, like, sci-fi from the 70s.
Cloud lifts up the hood and thoroughly
And, like-
examines the steaming radiator.
The engine's boiling, so we'll have to wait. You do know what happens when a car...
We're not even doing that well.
It's...
The Blue shuts her mouth abruptly and stares anxiously at the dark funnel cloud dancing on the horizon. The Blue looks at the engine again.
We wait. As soon as it cools down, we'll go. This storm worries me more, but it's not an insurmountable problem. I heard there were some relics at the local gas station that protect against anomalies. You could even accidentally step on one out here, they say. Mysterious are the ways of the Lord.
The Blue looks at the storm once more.
There have been more and more of these lately, and they're getting stronger. I personally think it's divine judgment for how we've squandered the riches under the dome.
She sighs and smiles.
And, like,
I knew people who got caught in one of those storms. They blow up so fast, there's no chance to get away. God rest their souls.
The Blue makes the sign of the cross.
Can I just get going somehow? Please let me just get like attacked by, I don't know, space coyotes or something at this point. Okay. Sorry, what?
Definitely on the right path. Who the hell goes there? Come on in, since you're already here.
What the hell were you talking about?
Greetings.
Enjoy your drugs.
Why should we depend on rational knowledge? Reason leads us in a blind.
A weird, scruffy old man with a matted beard is sitting in front of the checkout terminal. The badge on his blue jumpsuit is long since bleached away. The name Aaron Melville is written there in black marker. With a groan, he picks up a magnifying glass and, peering through it, begins poking at the keyboard with one knobby finger. The computer...
So I guess this is the answer to an earlier question. It's just like
the system declares.
wanting this use for this like tacky, gross 70s look.
The old man angrily sets
Hello.
the magnifying glass aside.
A Grandmaster? You're a piece of junk, not a Grandmaster. And a cheater to boot.
He raises his head to squint in your direction.
Eh? What do you want? I don't advise eating here, and there's nothing to buy. And either way, we're closed.
The shopkeeper rises from his seat, and you notice he's sporting a peg where his left leg should be. The old man throws up his hands with a scowl.
Then go fix it.
Melville reluctantly points a crooked finger at the front door.
Go out there and walk over to the gas station. Go down to the basement. There's an anomaly, a tree. It's glowing. And there are some golden thingies hanging off it. We make special devices from that fruit called anomaly protectors. If one be laying around on the floor, go grab it, then put it in the truck and bug off to... Where was it you were going to? That's where you bug off to.
The blue starts slapping the pockets in his overalls. After a little digging, he pulls out a little key on a shoelace.
Only take the device, you hear? It's company property. I should be charging you myself, as a matter of fact.
Okay, this is technically gameplay. It took a while, but it's technically gameplay. Not exactly sure where I'm supposed to be going. Okay. We're just not going to animate going up that ladder, huh? There's mention of a basement in here. Ah. That's the thing. Okay. I wasted all of my action points. Whoops. This is certainly something. Okay, I can block. Did that not really expect me earlier? I can also die. Excellent. Yeah, so I do think I was supposed to have gotten a gun at some point. In that intro felt like it was an hour long. What time even is it? That was. Try again with better pacing, please.